Welcome everybody to the Global Troop Town Hall. I am here with Randy, the man already. Say hi, Randy.
Hi, am I focused again?
You are focused.
Did you get my t-shirt, by the way?
I did not. You'll have to stand up. There we go.
Look at
Imperial Scout Camp, Troop 77.
Huh?
Fantastic.
All right.
Awesome. We are also here with special guest Rick Serbier, who's the director of Camp Rodney Scout Reservation. Say hi, Rick.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Rick.
So, fantastic to have you. So, tonight's show is all about summer camp. And, frankly, we have been to Troop 512 has been to a lot of summer camps. We've been to Camp Rodney. Actually, I haven't been to Camp Rodney yet for summer camp. I will be there in July. But we have done some...
we go there every September for the Welcome Back trip.
Every September, plus we've had some camping trips and shooting trips and things like that. So I'm real excited to hear your perspective, Rick. We've also been to Reska Falls and Novi Bosco and Okunikin and Camp Henson and Camp Hansen and a whole bunch of different camps. So
just not Camp David.
Close to Camp David.
Close. We have been close to Camp David, as a matter of fact.
So, anyway, Rick, welcome to the show. Love to hear whatever you might have to say about Camp Rodney.
Sure. So we're looking forward to you guys coming to join us. We're actually in our first week of campers here right now.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
If you've never been to Rodney, we're 900 acres right on the Chesapeake. We are the only Boy Scout camp on the Chesapeake Bay, and so tons of aquatics activities, Brown Sea program, huge what we call NEST program, Nature, Ecology, Science, and Technology.
Oh, cool!
Got some programs for both the young and the old.
That's great. Now, when I was a young boy of 10 years old, I actually went to a camp in Northeast Maryland that was called Camp Chesapeake.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been absorbed by Camp Rodney. So one of my plans, and it's actually, I learned about it because for years I've been trying to find out where Camp Chesapeake was. And we had a camping trip down at Camp Rodney, and I didn't have very good directions to get down there, but I finally got into the camping area, and I stopped off at the trading post. And I asked the gentleman there, does he have a map of Camp Rodney? And he brought out this topo map. And there in the middle of the topo map, it said the prior Camp Chesapeake. So one of my goals this year when I get down there is to actually hike to where the old Camp Chesapeake was. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Sure. Happy to send you in the right direction there.
So I don't know. Do you know if they have any buildings left there, or is it all gone to woods?
There's some buildings. It's actually, most of that property is now utilized by a neighbor of ours, which is a place called North Bay. It's an environmental education center.
Okay.
And just a really great neighbor. They use the old Camp Chesapeake for some of their camping programs.
That'll be neat. And
do you have a search and rescue crew ready to chase Scott down? Because he's really not the best at orienteering.
Just walk towards the bay. You can always find your way back. Right?
See? And the other thing is, when I was down there for that same camping trip, it was really neat in that I looked across the bay out to, I believe it's Havre de Grace on the other side, and saw the exact same structures that I remember from being a 10-year-old at Camp Chesapeake. So that was really cool.
Sure.
Rick, I've got a texter texting me asking what is your favorite activity for new summer campers. So in other words, we have a couple, quite a few first-year guys. They'll be in the Brown Seas program. What do you think they would most be interested in?
So you said you've got several first-year campers. So our Brown Sea program is pretty renowned. We were actually featured in Scouting Magazine a few years back. And so that program, if you've got folks that are still working towards first class, this is their first year at summer camp, great program. Gets you a chance to kind of see all of camp with your own patrol guide. They travel all over. They earn some of the requirements towards first class. They earn swimming merit badge. They work on nature merit badge, and then just get a whole bunch of experiences. They get a chance to do some climbing, some shooting, some boating, some handicrafts, a whole bunch of stuff, and then some programs that are designed specifically for them. If you are an older scout, I think the two things that you would look at here at camp is, do I like aquatic programs or do I not like aquatic programs? One of the things that we are known for is our aquatics program here. As I said, we're the only Boy Scout camp on the Chesapeake, and so if you're going to do things like learning how to sail, no place better than doing that on the Chesapeake Bay.
I've heard great things about your aquatics program, boating and wave runners and sailing, and really amazing stuff.
Yep. Yeah, we actually were one of a couple camps that were a part of writing the personal watercraft program, the jet ski program for the Boy Scouts, and so we're still doing that one. That one is for any scouts that are 16 and up. Maryland state law says you have to be 16 to drive a jet ski. But if you have any of those older scouts, that's a great one. Another great one for older scouts is our ACE program, which stands for the Advanced Camper Experience. It's another one where they get to go all over camp. There's no merit badges associated with that one, but it's a half-day morning, and they get to do all sorts of different really cool stuff. One of the things that they typically do that you don't see pretty much anywhere else is they get to do some ice climbing.
Ice
climbing. You heard right.
In the summer.
Ice climbing in July in Maryland. Absolutely, they do it with crampons and ice axes, and it's a pretty incredible experience. It's on our climbing tower. It utilizes an ice-like foam material, and it's just not cold. It's everything but cold.
So you lied. You lied, Rick. This is not ice. Here I'm thinking that you had cut ice off the Chesapeake in the winter, put it in your ice house. Oh, I'm disappointed now. I'm not.
I actually thought you were talking about maybe you've got an ice manufacturer nearby or a dry ice company that would come in. But that's cool. And the leaders get to do this too?
No. The leaders can do it as well. Yep.
Oh.
So the ACE program is designed for the scouts, but we do have a couple opportunities during evening programs for leaders that they could come and do some ice climbing outside of the ACE program.
Oh, good, because I like to participate in everything.
So do you also have a skeleton program and bobsled?
Skeleton bobsled? Not yet. We're first working on the downhill skiing and snowboarding programs, and then we'll see what we can do about skeleton and luge.
On a serious note, Rick, we were at your sister camp, Henson, 2 years ago, and for all the first-year program listeners, there was a Brown Seas program down there as well, and I'm assuming it's almost identical?
It's similar in many ways. We're a significantly larger camp than Henson, and so one of the things that we're able to do here that they're just not able to do there is here those two merit badges, swimming merit badge and nature merit badge, are just incorporated into your Brown Sea program for the day.
Gotcha.
So where at Henson they do kind of half day Brown Sea and then half day they do two merit badges.
Correct.
Here it's just part of the Brown Sea experience, so you don't need to sign up for anything else. You go to Brown Sea. Your Brown Sea patrol guide is with your patrol all day. They travel around. When it's time to go to swimming, they go to swimming with you. They're one of your swimming instructors. They work on nature merit badge kind of as they go along, so no reason to say, hey guys, it's now time to do nature, let's do a nature hike. They go on a nature hike and don't even have to know that they were working on the badge. They just get to have a great experience, cool. And oh, by the way, you completed that requirement.
That's nice. Now, did you say your Brown Sea was half day or full day?
Our Brown Sea is an all-day experience. They even have evening programs that are specific to Brown Sea. So we do a cool activity called the Bay Hike. We have a mile of Chesapeake Bay shorefront, and so we do a hike several times a week
Nice.
along the bay in waist-deep to chest-deep water.
No kidding.
Brown Sea, yeah, it's awesome. And Brown Sea actually does one specific to them. And so there's no other bay hike that night. Brown Sea does a Brown Sea Bay hike.
Now, do we go in waders or just in your swimsuit and sneakers or what?
In your swimsuit and old pair of sneakers.
Oh, this sounds awesome.
And you do that hike. You get to learn about the flora and fauna of the bay. You get to look at our bluffs from a totally different perspective. Learn about erosion and all that fun stuff.
You better not be bluffing me.
I'm not. No, it's awesome. It's a great one.
Pun intended there.
Yes, pun intended.
So one of the things that we've done at some of the other camps, and you tell me whether this is feasible down at Rodney, is that we would schedule our scouts to do their merit badges in the morning so that they'd have the afternoons free to engage in different activities like swimming in the swimming hole or hiking or things of that nature. Would that kind of schedule work out at Rodney?
Yeah, so there are definitely some programs that you can experience outside of the merit badge programs. Certainly, for some, the best time to do that might be the afternoon. For some, like I was talking before about the ACE program, that's a half-day morning program. So for that particular one, I would say sign up to do that, and they get to do a whole bunch of activities, and then do merit badges in the afternoon.
Okay.
We do have some open periods, things like open swim in the afternoon, and you would see all those on our program schedule. There's certainly lots of trails if you're folks that like to go hiking. Lots of opportunities to go hiking around the property, but kind of mix and match.
Okay.
We try to make it so that it's friendly to anybody's program, how they'd like to experience.
Okay, great. Because again, what we try and do is in the past for certain camps, and again, I haven't been to Rodney except on weekends, is tell the whole troop, try not to schedule things in the afternoon, or try not to schedule after 3, so that the whole troop can break into patrols or into groups and do specific activities really all week long. So,
sure.
One of the other things that I generally do is I bring my bike, mountain bike, to summer camp. Yep. Do you have bike trails? I know you've got that one sort of pea stone road as you come into the camp.
Yep. So we definitely have the camp roads that we allow biking on. We actually recommend it for anybody but our Brown Sea Scouts because they travel around as a patrol all the time. We do have trails in camp. We do a cycling program where they'll be on those trails doing mountain biking all week long, and you're certainly welcome to join in with them and learn about a lot of those trails. We also do another program on Tuesday evenings that we call Monster Bike, and Monster Bike is a fairly intense mountain biking experience right here on the property, and it's an evening program. And so you could go out as a part of that. Outside of that, we tend to not have folks biking on the trails in camp, just because, as you might imagine, people hiking on the trails and people biking on the trails, they're not super wide. And so for safety, we try to not have folks doing it outside of those programs.
Right.
But the main camp road, the side camp roads, always are available for biking.
Rick, I'm being texted by one of my more pesky parents here. So I got to ask you, how old do you have to be to canoe? And their question is the Brown Seed program, I said it as she spelled it, a full week, and it is a full week. And the canoeing, could you answer the canoeing question? How old do they have to be?
So any scouts that come can participate in our canoeing program. Mm-hmm. Actually, any scouts can participate in almost any of our programs. As I said, the The jet ski program is limited to folks that are 16 and up, just by Maryland state law. And then the ACE program, that Advanced Camper Experience, we ask that people be 14 and up. But any other experience in camp is not age limited. I know that I've worked in camps in other states where the state says you can't do shotgun until you're 12 or something along that line.
Gotcha.
Not here at Rodney. If you happen to be a scout that loves doing that activity, you can do that with only those two exceptions of ACE and jet ski.
That's great. And just for the person that wrote in, it's Brown Sea, like the ocean, BROWNSEA. And
Yep.
it was always funny. I never understood that for the first year or two that I attended summer camp, but it's actually named after somebody. It's not talking about
A euphemism?
brown water. It's named after somebody, as well as, what's the other program called?
Dan Beard,
Dan Beard,
which is named after somebody.
which is named after somebody as well. So that's what they call them those.
Yeah, Brown Sea is actually named after the place where scouting founded, Brown Sea Island, just off of the English Channel.
Okay, you see, I stand corrected. I said correct. It's named after a place. I thought it was somebody Brown Sea.
Rick, a little bit off topic. We have an award-winning scout wiffle ball team on Troop 512, and we're going to lay the gauntlet down right now to your counselors. Any chance that you guys are going to want to get a team against us? And then
I'm sure we can pull together a team, and we would also invite you to participate in our volleyball tournament as well. The winner of our volleyball tournament over the course of the week, the troops play each other, and the winning team ends up playing the staff. But I'm sure that we can pull together a team and get some practices in and take the challenge of a wiffle ball game as well.
The gauntlet has been laid down, Rick. You might as well start engraving 512 on the trophy.
Now, in our case, the gauntlet is actually a Hardy glove, right?
It is a Hardy glove.
Right.
That is correct.
Okay.
And Rick, you'll not get that. We're not going to explain that.
No problem.
So just to let you in a little bit on the joke, you're speaking with Randy Hardy. So,
Hardie.
right.
And if you're familiar with Harbor Freight,
Yep.
they sell Hardy gloves, Hardy.
So
Got
look,
it.
we did tell him.
And if you go to Joann Fabric, you can get fabric paint in that gray color. And if you take a brush and a little bit of ingenuity, you've got Hardy gloves.
You got the
I-
gauntlet.
There you go.
Yeah, it's awesome. Terrific. All right, so I think, Randy, you're going to talk a little bit about packing for
I
summer
am going to
camp,
talk
correct?
about packing. Well,
right.
this is not my original idea. I'm going to credit Bill Doherty,
Okay.
our original crusty old guy.
Okay, you're going to
leader.
sit back a little bit.
more.
There we go. That's good.
Anybody watching who didn't get the Bill Faustman edition of this last night, this is a Ziploc bag. These are T-shirts right in here. Day 1, day 2, day 3. And this will keep them dry. It also maximizes space in your locker. You can also take a shirt, a pair of pants, underwear, and socks and put them day by day. They can
Right,
have an outfit.
Day 1, day 2, day 3.
Now, for you Brown Sea parents, you can actually just pack one of these because I'm telling you right now, your kids are not going to change clothes all week. In fact, my son's first year at camp, I took pictures of him all week long. He wore the same yellow T-shirt, and my wife looked at the pictures and she said, "How come you only took pictures one day?" And I quickly thought to myself, because I got tired and I didn't want to take pictures the rest of the time. So, everything should go inside Ziploc bags. Everything. And I would pack an outfit in here.
That is a gallon
It's a gallon bag.
size
Yes.
Ziploc bag. And again, I recommend you put a pair of socks, pair of underwear, and T-shirt in that. And you mark them. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Literally, your kids will probably use 3 of them on a 6-day trip. So you can pack 6 days if you want, but you're almost guaranteed to be bringing back unused ones.
Yeah, and one of the nice things about Rodney is that they will be getting a shower every day by virtue of the waterfront. So,
Exactly.
in addition, please get a Sharpie and put your son's name and our troop number 512 on everything.
Oh, yeah. Here's something. Go ahead.
First of all, they're going to need their handbook. They better have their name, troop number in that handbook. And again, Sharpies on every piece of equipment, spare batteries for the flashlights or any other equipment.
Okay, going back to the Sharpie, if your kid or your scout has scout pants that the legs zipper off, you have to put your name on the legs as well as on the pants themselves, because we end up with half a dozen legs out there and nobody knows who they belong to.
I would suggest not bringing the legs to camp. It's going to be July 15th.
Right.
What are the chances, Rick, that it's going to dip below 85 degrees?
Likely slim.
Yes, that's what I thought. So don't bring the legs. That's
Okay.
a safe bet.
Even better point. Even better point.
My other little trick is please bring Downy dryer sheets. Is Rodney happen to be known, Rick, for being a very buggy place?
Depends on the season. Recently, we've had a bit of rain for the past month, so we've got a bit of bugs right now. But it depends how the season goes.
Right, but the dryer sheets, in my experience anyway,
To keep the bugs away?
they keep the bugs away. If you have a tent and you put dryer sheets underneath your mattress and wherever, just scatter them around. That tent will not get daddy long legs. They will stay away.
No kidding. That's
and
a
the
great
tent
tip.
right next door gets all of the daddy long legs. That's screwed out of it.
Speaking of bugs, let's try and switch over to camera 4 here for just a second. There we go. Excellent. All right.
Well, now we can see your whole torso, Scott. You look like you lost a little weight. Have you been working out?
Torso. There we go. All right, so I'll kneel down then. Here we go. This is what's called a sands bug. And most scouts and leaders will bring some sort of mosquito netting to camp with them, and that's great. But you got to tie it up, and you got to have rods and poles and all kinds of things. And I highly recommend that you get this self-standing pop-up tent called a sands bug. And if you go out to
Coincidentally, sans is Latin for without.
without bugs.
Sans without bugs.
If you go out to YouTube and you search on an unbiased review, you'll see one of our scouts giving a demo and an explanation of this. But what you do is you take the little webbing off right here, and we'll try and do this quickly. There we go. And voila, this tent now rests on top of your cot. And you will open it up with the zippers here. This is fine mesh mosquito and no-see-em netting. Open it up, you crawl in, you zipper it back down, and you are protected from mosquitoes and no-see-ems and daddy long legs all night long. And this is one of the most fantastic devices I use when I go camping at summer camp.
Is it bear proof too, Scott?
No, it's not.
Not bear proof.
But the other thing that's nice for the scouts is they will throw their handbooks in here, and they will throw yesterday's socks in here, and nothing ever gets lost. You don't end up with all this stuff all over the ground and all over the floor of your tent. You end up with it all in one confined space. And they're absolutely awesome. Here we go. Sands bug.
Whoa, we're experiencing an earthquake here. Oh my goodness. Do you feel that? Do you feel that, Scott?
Oh my goodness. Awesome. So now we're back to normal. So that's a really nice piece of equipment. It is not terribly expensive. It is available through Amazon. If we have parents that go out and purchase this through Amazon, I think it's about $65. If you contact me afterwards, I actually can send an email to the manufacturer, and they will put your son into a drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card. So that's pretty neat. And for legal purposes, let me tell you, we don't make any money off of this. We don't get any kickbacks, anything of that nature. This is just an excellent piece of equipment that we use.
It's a great summer camping tool.
It is. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're out in July anywhere or August and it is sweltering hot and you're in any other tent, you're dying.
Right. Now, this is not meant as a tent, per se.
Right.
I mean, if it rains, you're not going to be protected. If it's going to snow, you're not going to be protected. I mean, it's really a screened-in...
But if it's dry and it's hot...
That's right.
You can sleep out in the open with that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
And I've used these at the beach, for instance, and it keeps all the beach bugs off of you, and you still get to breeze through it. It's really nice.
So when you use it on the beach, is it the sand?
Ah, it's the sands bug.
Rick, are you still there?
I'm here.
Hey, do you have any great ideas or suggestions for campers? I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
Not off the top of my head.
Oh boy, how did they make you camp director?
Experience as much as you can. We have that go on here, and so though I don't have a cool device like SandsBug, I would say while you're here, experience as much as you can, because there is just absolutely a ton that you can do.
Oh no, it's beautiful. We actually last year found it. I think it was a eastern smooth green snake.
Yeah.
Does that sound? And I had never seen one of those in all my travels. Now, are they specifically adapted to that environment down there? Do you know?
I don't know. They're you're talking about the small like green tree snake.
Yes.
Yeah, we get quite a few of them. I don't know where their territory is specifically, but we definitely get them with some frequency. They're pretty neat.
They were
super docile.
Yes, super neat. And we have a few fishermen, Rick. Now we're aware from Fishermen's Wharf or Cabin that there's lots of catfish there. Is there any tips or any other suggestions that you know of to catch fish?
I'll tell you, when I go fishing with my kids, I have a son that's a Weeblo Scout and a daughter that's about to become a Wolf Scout.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when we go fishing, we'll typically go either just south of the sailing base or just north of the boatyard. And most of the time, what we actually use is worms. And you can find them in kind of the transitional areas in camp. Just off the road ditch. They'll be hiding if the ground is a little damp. There's plenty of them, and we'll just toss them out there. There's right on our shoreline. There are definitely big catfish. There's lots of other small fish, and every once in a while you get somebody who will catch what they call rockfish down here, but in a lot of places they call them striped bass. And so we do have them. Off our shoreline, they don't catch a whole ton of them right from the shore, but they're here.
You call them what?
So in Maryland, they call striped bass rockfish.
You know what we call them in Pennsylvania? Dinner.
Nice.
All right.
No, I knew they called them rockfish, yes.
Well, we are just about at our bewitching hour here. So, Rick, I did want to say thank you so much for calling and being a guest on the Global Troop Town Hall tonight. And
we're looking forward to the volleyball tournament, too.
And wiffle ball. Oh, yeah, we're going to rock wiffle ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, we hope you will come be a guest in the future as well. And I want to wish you a pleasant evening as well as all of our viewers. Have a good night.
Except you, Mr. Convery.